Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and a few weeks ago I got an amazing package from my good friend Craig Burton, in which I received a load of Vinegar Syndrome slip cases or slip boxes. So Craig got back in touch with me with an offer to say, would you like to pick up some of the Blu-rays and 4Ks that were in them sets? So of course I jumped at the chance and he gave me a sweet deal on it. So I'll show you the footage of the unboxing of the package, and I'll come back at the end of the video and I do a comparison and pictures of what the movies look like. So nurse, what do I say? Scalpel, thank you. Obviously I was going to try and pick those Vinegar Syndrome releases up. This is a great way to get most of them. What I will do on this one, I will be showing you screenshots of what they look like. So I'll be going downstairs after I've opened this and I'll be trying them out and see what they look like. And I can't wait because, as I keep saying, Vinegar Syndrome, if you're on the fence with Vinegar Syndrome, the presentations are second to none. And also the actual, when they do the transfers are some of the best transfers out there. They just seem to know how to do it. Oh, look at this. Plenty of these in. That's me tea for tonight. Sorted out. Take a look at that. Those weren't going to get damaged. I've got to say, probably more than most companies, when you do buy stuff from a company, to think, is this going to be good? Is this going to be the best one? I've got no complaints with Vinegar Syndrome. I obviously think when I get them, they're going to be the best ones out there by a mile. I would love them to start doing these, tend to do more obscure horror movies, and the horror movies that you think, do I really need that one? When you get it, you think, wow, I can't believe I never seen that one before, or I really enjoyed that one. I would like to see them get a bit more mainstream, and by that I mean getting around to the Hammer stuff, Tygon, all the Halloween maybe, although Halloween's been done, but some other franchises. It'd be great to see. The first one up here is Graduation Day. Now, I do own this on the Slasher Collections. It's number one, actually, but it's long out of print. I'd like to know if these are Region 1 locked or not. This is just the Blu-ray. Yes, Blu-ray. Because some of them are 4K. I will compare these when I watch them to see what they're like compared with picture quality and also with extras. Are these the ones the best extras? So let's get the slip cover for that one. I have put them in these cases, as I said. I just think they just look amazing. No reversible art, because sometimes you can reverse the art. There you go, Graduation Day with spot glossing as well and embossing. And mostly all of their slipcovers are the same, and they're just so thick. I know I go on about it, but if you haven't had one and then you get one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll know that it's not no flannel. These are the main ones when it comes to slips. If you like slips, like I do, they're the main ones out there. That's Graduation Day. Next up is Sworn to Justice. This is Cynthia Rothrock. We are big fans of Cynthia. It looks like it's region free actually on there. But like I say, I'll tell you if these are region free, which I would imagine they are. So in here you get a poster in here as well. Actually, this is a massive poster to what you usually get. But this one goes into this one here, which is, are they VSA titles? I think they're called. Should have got my glasses on for this one. So there you go. This one slips up there. I think I've got another one of these. Numbered limited edition. 4,387 of, is that 5,000? Honestly, my eyes, terrible. Amazing. Really want to watch that one. Next up is Spookies. This is just amazing, isn't it? The 2-disc one. I do own this anyway. It's around about there in the 101 collection. You can't not double dip with Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, amazing. Just the artwork on these, it's worth owning just for the artwork. But obviously, if you get the alternative artwork and you get the chance of putting this all together. Just none better. So that's Spookies, a night of unrelenting terror. Next up is the Boogey Man or the Boogey Man. You get your two discs there. This is the 4K. You get the 4K disc and you also get the Blu-ray disc. I do know the quality on this is absolutely insanely good. Absolutely brilliant. I do find sometimes you get these ones and they're a little bit tight when you put them into the case. But when they're in this case for a little bit, then the case becomes kind of, it fits much better. I mean, it's snug, but it's not too snug. Just look great on the shelf. So that's the Bogey Man. Next case or next package, shall we say? It's one of those movies, it's a video nasty as well. It's one of those films when it came out, and when I watched it first time around, I thought that's all right. Didn't think that much of it. But the more I watch this movie, it's one of them ones. The more you watch it, the more you think that's someone else. Got the video nasty artwork on there. The spot gloss, man, and the embossing is just one of the best 4Ks you'll see of a video nasty. So that's Madman. Next up is Undefeatable, another Cynthia Rothrock action flick. You get the 4K in here, and you also get two Blu-rays. So it's a 3-disc set with a booklet in it. Now, I don't think I've seen this movie before. I just know that, well, I don't know. There's just something about Cynthia Rothrock action movies. I just think they're so good. It's so watchable. They're so fun. Why not? Loads of extras there. I don't know why there's 3 discs in here, but obviously I'll find out when I'll go through it. I'll probably tell you on the end of this if it's got extra cuts on it. Now, when I say to Deborah that we're going to watch Cynthia Rothrock and I do talk about these slipcovers and say, like you should go as just slipcover. I say, well, I think you'll find it's not just a slipcover. Like I say, I want to thank Craig once again for giving me the opportunity to get these. I was going to pick them up and I will pick up the rest of them on eBay, but this has helped me out no end. That's a nice one. That feels quite heavy as well. Brilliant. That's Undefeatable. Next up is X-Ray and Schizoid. This is a double bill on 4K. Now I have these on the slasher collection up there, somewhere in there. I think they're quite low as well. I think X-Ray is down here, probably that one actually. And Schizoid might be up here. Now I have watched X-Ray before and I thought it was brilliant. I do remember the Blu-ray looking a little bit sort of ropey. So I'm interested to see what this one would look like. Now Schizoid is a movie I haven't seen, but I have checked the Blu-ray out and I think the Blu-ray looked quite nice. So yeah, I'll be quite intrigued to see what these look like. And in here you have 3 discs. You have a 4K, which looks like a 4K of Schizoid, and you have a 4K, separate 4K of X-Ray, and you also have a Blu-ray there, which looks like Schizoid and X-Ray on the same Blu-ray, I believe. What can they do with the 4Ks? Because I do remember thinking X-Ray, a movie that I really enjoyed. It's so funny. It's ridiculous, actually. The acting in it is like, you've got to see it to believe it. But I'm not taking anything away from it. The fun factor is there. But you do think, wow, this is a 4K. What would it look like? Will it be acceptable or will it look like a kind of one that you think they could have got away with a Blu-ray on that one? I don't know. But it's always interesting to find these things out. So it's up to you which way you want to show this. Do you want to show it with X-ray on the front, or do you want to show it with schizoid on the front? It's up to yourself. I think I'm going to leave it the way it was, with schizoid on the front, but it doesn't matter. You just turn it around, have a look, don't you? So you've got the best of both worlds. That's schizoid and X-Ray with Barbie Benton. What a name. And last up, but by no means least, is Mark of the Devil. This was a banned video, Nasty, because I thought, is it? But it's on the section 3, I believe. And sometimes I get the section mixed up. Now, these ones here, this one here is meant to be, I have watched it before on the Arrow version. I've got the Arrow one down there. And I thought it was really good, but I want to get back into it because it's kind of like, think of like a Witchfinder General on acid for the gore. You get 3 discs there. You get the 4K and you get 2 Blu-rays. So obviously this one is going to be a better set than the Arrow one. The Arrow one is, I think it had a good picture quality. This is does say that region A on the Blu-rays there. So yeah, but I'll tell you all at the end of this. I'll put something on the screen to say what's what. Nice cover that. Don't think I've ever seen that one before. Very 70s. This movie's from 1976, I believe. So you've got all this amazing artwork. Look at that. You've got that great artwork there, which goes into this slip cover. Amazing slip cover. They don't scrimp on these slip covers, not like the ones that they're putting there, I think lesser quality. You still get that ridiculously thick outer shell. You get this fantastic artwork on there. It's Bob Glosson, of course, and on there. And then that goes into this amazing slipper box. There you go. Absolutely amazing. So let's see what these look like in comparison. First up is Sworn to Justice. I don't have a comparison put beside this one. This is the Blu-ray here. I will tell you that practically all of them are region free. I'll show you the ones that aren't, and I'll tell you the ones that didn't play. You've got to get a region free Blu-ray player if you would like to watch them. Obviously, all the 4Ks are region free anyway. So we put these fairly niche cult movies in, and you expect them to look, pretty good, but they look absolutely fantastic. The Blu-ray on this just looks absolutely sensational. Actually, I know I've got a 4K play and it does upscale a bit, but sometimes you put these in and you question whether or not you look at the box and you say, is this a 4K? Because you're just completely stunned by the Blu-ray quality. But this is just absolutely amazing. I just love this box as well. I've got a couple of these actually, and I just find them just nice little hard boxes, which you can't hear on this microphone, unfortunately, but absolutely brilliant. So that's Sworn to Justice. Next is Undefeatable, and the third disc in here is actually a different cut of the movie. That's what it's just that cut. All the extras are on the second Blu-ray, and the 4K is obviously the Undefeatable. Now it does say at the start of this movie when it puts it on, it says that there's print damage and stuff like that, and maybe the quality of it isn't as good as I would like it to be. But the bits I put on, I was absolutely stunned by the quality of this. It was, I mean, there might be some bits where it's not that good, print damage and stuff. Also, as well, it's got this sort of training footage of Cynthia when she's doing this stuff with these big swords type of thing. They're a bit like more like ceremonial swords, and she's got 2 of them. And she starts off a little bit as if they're huge and maybe she can't handle them. I was wrong about that because she's doing all this like knife movement and the sword play and that. And she does this thing and she's doing jumping up and down splits and then jumping up and then jumping from the splits, turning around into the splits. And I'm thinking, my God, I mean, I knew she was subtle because some of the leg kicks that she does in some of the movies and she puts her leg up and kicks somebody behind her. It's unbelievable to see it, something like that. She's just so good to watch in her training and everything about her, to me, is mesmerizing. But this looked fantastic. Now the extra cut on here is called Mary Bloody Killer, and it's like it's a Eastern cut. I think they take out some of the storyline and they just trim it down so it's going to be more palatable to Eastern cinema, I believe. But yeah, to get that, but the Blu-ray of it, the Blu-ray of that, I mean, it's nearly as good as the 4K. It's absolutely stunning. But highly recommended this. And I mean, these are 2 movies I haven't seen of hers. Way back in the day, I didn't see these at all. I would have remembered them if I'd saw them, especially this training footage. So that's Undefeatable. Next up is Graduation Day. Now, I have got this on the Slasher Collection series, and I can compare it to this one. Now, this I think they look pretty much the same as you'll see from the screenshots. I'll put them side by side or one after the other. So you'll see there's not much of a difference in them. Actually, I thought this looked really good. So I thought this one, in hindsight, there's quite a few that I thought looked a bit ropey, but this one, I thought it was a bit dodgy, but it's not. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, the opening credits are a bit, iffy, but that's like that in most movies. This has got some great extras on, which this hasn't got that many extras on, apart from it's got one extra: Scream Queens horror headlines exposed, 77 minutes, like a movie. So this is worth getting for this. I know this is out of print, but I would really recommend you, if you can, and you want to see that more linear Quigley, of course, who's in there. That's her just getting hers in this movie. But absolutely brilliant. But these are, I would say, for picture quality, I would say they're just identical. But they've got this has got the better extras, but this has got this amazing extra which isn't on this one. So it's worth picking them both up in my estimation. That's Graduation Day. Next up is Madman. As I said before, the black levels on this movie is just unbelievable. And it does star Galen Ross from Dawn of the Dead. So it's good. It's just a brilliant movie. It's really one of these throwback slashers that you kind of forget all about, or you don't even know about. And when you watch it, you think it's pretty good. The more you watch it, the more you enjoy it. So this one, the Arrow one, the Arrow 4K remastered Blu-ray, has always looked good. Now I do think the Blu-ray on this looks exactly the same as the Blu-ray on here. Now these are got, I would say it's worth picking them both up because they've got different extras on it. There's a lot of extras ported over here, or can be similar ones and that. But I do think that it's worth getting them both because I think they've both got different extras on. And I went through this earlier on today, so I'm hoping that I get me facts right when it comes to talking about these because there's a lot to remember when you go through them all. It took us about an hour and a half actually to go and compare them, take the screenshots. But anyway, I do think that it's worth owning them both, but the 4K on here is mesmerizing. But I tell you what, the Blu-ray on here, this is one of the best Blu-rays I've seen, especially of a band video nasty. So that's Madman. Speaking of video nasties, next up is the Boogey Man, or should I say the Bogey Man. This 4K on here is absolutely sensational. I knew it would be because the Blu-ray on here, this Blu-ray is literally one of the best Blu-rays I've ever seen. When this come out, I think this is spine number 10. It was one of the first ones to come out, and I couldn't believe the picture quality because I've always thought this looked a bit ropey on VHS, a bit dark, but it's just absolutely brilliant. And I knew the 4K would be mesmerizing. Now, this doesn't have much in the way of extras. This one, I think, has got a ton of extras on here. So this is by far the best one to get the extras. I'd say the Blu-ray on here does look the same as this Blu-ray. But if you're just interested in a movie and you want a good presentation, if this is still in print, do get this one because I've got to say the Blu-ray quality on here is absolutely fantastic. But if you want the black levels, there's a lot of black levels in this one, that the 4K in here is next level. So that's the Bogeyman or the Bogeyman. Next up is Spookies, and I've compared it to Spookies, the one from the 101 series. Now, when I put this on, I hadn't seen this one for a long time. I haven't watched this fully, this disc in here. There's two discs in here, there's two discs in here. And this does have the one with the Vipco, the story of Vipco on it, they both do. Now, I'm led to believe when I looked at DVD Compare that this one, the 101, has a longer cut of the Vipco documentary. Now, when you put them on, it's funny because the running time is longer, but also this one does have a bit of an extra footage from that, which is 26 minutes long, although this one is 12 minutes longer. So in reality, I haven't watched them yet, but this one should be the best one to go for. But do know that I'll have to watch them back to, well, not back to back, but I'll have to see what they look like. This one might be the one to go for. But anyway, the picture quality on this one's a Blu-ray. I always thought for some reason this one looked a bit like dodgy, but it looks absolutely sensational. And so does this. So when I put them side by side, I would say they both look exactly the same. So I do think, and it does mention Vinegar Syndrome on here somewhere, so I think that it's just a direct port. But that extra footage in that Vipco documentary is a bit not confusing, but you think, I need to get to watch that because it looks like a great documentary with great things about it. The story of Vipco. They were probably the people who put out the most video nasties on VHS. They probably were all cut. And I think the bloke who was behind Vipco was a bit of a, he was into a lot of things, and he become a cropper, I think. You know, it was a great, fascinating story. Vipco was the label that you went for when you were hunting down these video nasties. 99% of them were on Vipco, although they were kind of a bit ropey to say the least when you watched them. But really interested to watch this now. But I've got to say that the quality on here, on both of them, is absolutely fantastic. It's amazing when you go back to a film after you sort of think, well, it's all right. And then you look at it again, you think, my God, this is like stunning. So yeah, that's Spookies. Next up is Schizoid, and I did compare it to Schizoid from the Slasher collection. So the Blu-ray on here is region locked. Actually, when you look at these ones and you think, because I've got this one, I haven't watched it yet, and you kind of put it on the back burner and you don't get around to watching it. I will watch it on obviously on 4K. And you do think it was probably all right, but when you go back with it and look at it properly, you realise that 88 have done a really spectacular job of these. And I do think that they work closely with Vinegar Syndrome. They probably get the Vinegar Syndrome masters off them, and they can make their own ones. Who knows? Maybe some of these will come out in 4K. I've always thought that with them being bedfellows with Vinegar Syndrome, the 88 will start to do more of these on 4K. The 4K of Schizoid looks absolutely amazing. And there's not that many extras on here. So this is definitely the best one to go for, the extras. So that's Schizoid. Next I watched X-Ray. And I'm going to compare it with X-Ray, of course. I love this film. I've always liked it since I saw it. It's so ridiculously daft. Everyone in here it's a red herring. Everybody looks at the camera with that look to say I'm the killer or I'm the one responsible for all this. It's just mad. But that's what I like about it. Now, in my mind, I had this down as being a really bad print. Now, I'm definitely getting this mixed up with another one. It's one of them, one of the early ones. So I think I'm going to say it's something like Summit Massacre, and which looks pretty ropey. But this one looks really good, actually. I was quite surprised to see that this X-ray looked pretty good because the 4K on X-ray looks absolutely sensational. It is so good, so colourful, so vibrant. I did always think this one looked quite grainy, and it does look a bit grainy, but this one just looked absolutely amazing. This is the one that I thought there's no way they can get a good 4K out of it, but for me, it looks absolutely perfect. So I'm really interested to watch this because of the fact I just love this movie. And to see this in this fashion is just unreal. Again, this hasn't got that many special features on. No, it's got a few on. This has got a lot on. So this is by far the best disc to get. But do know you need a region-free player if you want to watch the Blu-ray on here, which has got the extras on. So that's X-Ray. And last up is Mark of the Devil. Now I can't wait to get into this stuff here. There's a lot of stuff I want to watch, very quickly. But I'm watching my Tygon stuff at the minute. So I'm getting really deep into that. So I've only got another two to watch. And I've watched the full lot, so I can come, and I've got the moment I can come back on and I can talk about them because I've got a lot to talk about. There's some amazing movies in there. Ones that I thought would have been average, but they were absolutely brilliant. And I think that you want to act quick and get them, especially if you can get the slipcovers on, because for me that makes it. But this one here, I put it on. And now I do remember that the Arrow one, to my mind, looked quite good. But this looks, the 4K on here, it looks stunning. I've never seen anything like it. And this movie shouldn't look this good because you think with it being so, the way it was like made, it's like really, really exploitational and really gory and full of torture and all that type of thing. You think this is not going to look good, but it just looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's one of the best looking 4Ks I've ever seen, especially from Vinegar Syndrome, who knock it out the park all the time. This is unreal. So I did compare it to the Arrow one. Now, the Arrow one I've always thought looked great, but when I put it on my player, it's probably the first time I watched it upscaled. It looks absolutely sensational. The level of details on people's faces, especially the guy who's, his face. I've never seen anything look so detailed. I mean, he's got a detailed face, but it looks sensational to say the least. So this is a great one to go for. It's got a lot of extras on here. But of course, this one has got more extras on, and it's got the best look and the best package. And just, you can't go past it. But this isn't a bad release by any means. But this one does have, it's got 3 discs in here. It's got your 4K, you've got your Blu-ray of the movie, which has got some extras on it. That's region locked. Then you've got an extras disc, which isn't region locked. So that's a bit of a strange one. You've got two of the discs you can watch, but if you haven't got a region free player, you'll not be able to watch the Blu-ray, or more importantly, you'll not be able to watch the extra features on the Blu-ray because there's quite a few on there, which I thought was a bit strange. Must be some rights issues or something like that. So I'd imagine the stuff on that second disc you wouldn't find on here. I do know that a lot of the times when you're looking on DVD Compare and just seeing which has got the best extras, it'll say they've all got different extras on, or one of them's got a little bit more on such a one. And it's, to me, I think that if you're a fan of Vinegar Syndrome, sort of like a last word on this is that I mean, I have got these ones here, which you could say is a bit superfluous now because I've got the 4K of it. I don't really need it. But of course, it does go into my collection of that, so it'll never go anywhere. There might be other ones that I might like pass on, like the Madman and stuff like that, but I think there's enough extras on there to make me keep it. But at this moment, I'm not going to get rid of any of these ones that I've double dipped with. But to have these Vinegar Syndrome ones, I know I go on about Vinegar Syndrome, but I am sort of saying that you just can't beat Vinegar Syndrome. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know what they use for these slip covers, what materials they use, and how they make their stuff just so tactile, just so good. The embossing, the spot gloss, and the actual artwork as well. It's just a cut above. Yes, they are a bit more expensive, but I'll tell you what, with having this deal with Craig, which I'll leave a link down to all his media down below. When I had this deal with Craig, when he got in touch with me and gave me the first deal and then the second deal, I've really, he's given me a great deal and a way to get this stuff, because when these go out of print, they're really hard to get. And sometimes if you keep looking, you'll get one you might score. But another thing is, I keep saying is, if you want something, just get it straight away. Because even though you might think, oh, 30, 40 quid might be a little bit, ridiculous, there'll be a lot more than that down the line. And if you're a big fan of this movie and you think it's out of print, for instance, and you try going for it and you can't get it, there's nothing worse than that. You're better off just biting the bullet early doors, picking them up, getting them done, and then you can sort of relax and just enjoy the pleasure of this whole experience that I keep talking about with Vinegar Syndrome. So what I will say to you is, even try with a cheap one. I don't want to give you sort of another collecting habit that you think, oh my God, I'm in this. I mean, I would never try and get all of the Vinegar Syndrome releases because I would literally be begging on the streets because I would use up all my cash doing it. I would love to do it, but there's no way on earth I could do it. I'm very envious of channels when they have they've got the whole collection, which is just something to behold. It's just the best thing ever. Anyway, I'm gushing about it because I'm just such a big fan of it. So I want to thank Craig once again for doing this for me. I've been messaging him privately and saying how much I really appreciate it all, and how much of a help he's been with me getting these. I will get the other ones that I've got. There's I think about another 4 that I need to pick up. But this has really helped me by doing this. So once again, thank you, Craig. Can't thank you enough. Do check out Vinegar Syndrome because I do think you'll be stunned by what you see. And you'll never pick up a release and think that's all right. You'll be wowed by it like I'm wowed by everything I've got of theirs. So thanks for watching. You take care, especially you, Craig, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.